Good evening, YouTube world. I'm your host, Paul Italia, and welcome to the Arm Wrestling Buzz Show, episode 18. First, let me start off by shouting out our sponsors, GripArmsports.com. Get over there and check out their arm wrestling apparel. They got some really cool straps, bunch of cool stuff they got going on. Take a look. That's the straps they got. Use the code Italia15, receive your 15% off. If you're looking for some good arm wrestling handles, get over to gripzilla.com. Use the code Paul10, receive 10%. And if you have any arm wrestling related injuries or any injuries in general, and you need some stem cell therapy, we got you hooked up at Vitacell Biologics. I'll attach the link in the description, and we'll definitely hook you up with that. It is my proud pleasure to introduce tonight's guests, who both of them have something very big in common. They both just had huge wins in super matches this past weekend. Bob Brown had a great win over in Wyoming at Corey Miller's tournament. He went against Jamie Sheldon in a big-time super match and won 3-0. And we have Lachlan Adair, who was over in Istanbul, Turkey at East vs. West 8 and had an amazing 3-0 win as well against Andrei Chipernov from Romania. Also, we got the Arm Wrestling Buzz crew. Well, we're missing a bunch of guys right now. They're going to be popping in, but we have our stand-in Israel Chavez out of North California. What's up, Israel? So what's up, Bob? What's up, Lachlan? How are you guys, man? We got two winners in the house.
Things are good. Yeah, how's your arm, Lachlan? Tired, or are you doing good?
No, fresh as a daisy, man. We on some new shoulder health protocols at the moment. It's got me competing 4 times in 4 months and zero pain, and I'm ready to go next week if you want. I'm good.
Yeah, well, okay, zero pain. Let's see. They are 2 words I've not put together in about 15 years. Yeah.
Fucking arm wrestling.
No. Yeah, no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I was pretty rough Sunday. I was pretty rough Monday, but I worked out yesterday. I worked out today. I'm loosened up. I'm feeling pretty good now. So
Bob, tell us about this past weekend, man. Tell us about what day did you get into Wyoming? What went down? How did the super match go? Because I know we've all been teased, man. We know that it went down, but we still haven't seen the video, and I know we're patiently waiting. We know 217 Productions on top of it, so it's definitely worth the wait, guys. He always puts in quality, top-notch work. But Bob, tell us about it. What went down, man? How was it?
Well, it was a really great event. Corey did a good job. First, he ran a tournament beforehand, and he had over 200 entries, and it was a really good event. And then he changed the whole stage. He built a custom stage that was kind of round. He put all the chairs in a circle around it, kind of like a boxing type or a UFC type of arena thing. And it was good. I mean, they had lights and smoke and introductions, And I know people probably saw on Facebook, Jamie Sheldon is a huge Star Wars fan. And he, portrayed us as, and I don't even remember the guys. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but the leader of the dark side who wears that big black cloak and he's like Darth Vader's boss and the Emperor. And then I'm like, I've always considered myself Yoda, the guy who, is the master, the teacher of people and all that stuff. So we kind of played that up a little bit. Well, during the introduction, I actually bought this Yoda mask and I put the Yoda mask on. And he had this big cloak thing and he came in. That was kind of cute. But then when, the matches happened, and, I honestly, just like when I was pulling Austin Wade, I went into this thing myself thinking I'm the underdog. And, I didn't know if I could stop his hit. And, we ready-go'd. I stopped his hit. Hands came apart. Both of our hands started to open. We get into the straps. And I stopped him. And I stopped him pretty good. And at this tournament, we were giving 3 fouls to be a loss. And so the first round, I really couldn't. I was having a hard time bringing him back. And he ended up elbow fouling 3 times. And so that's how I won the first match. Now come the second match, you know, he's got the edge knocked off of him. I'm actually not feeling too bad. I was able to beat him the second one. Again, more false starts and fouls, but I pinned him the second one. And then it looked like he might have sustained an injury, but he swears he didn't. And I've talked to him every day since then, and he says his arm's totally fine. Why
did you think he sustained an injury?
Well, right at the end, when I pinned him right away, he came up and grabbed his arm. And me and the refs were both like, oh, shit, something just happened. And he walked away and he's like, nope, it's fine. He said he felt a little pop. And I'm thinking, well, crap, something happened. But he said he felt totally, like 3 seconds later, he felt 100%. And, you know, but then the third round, I beat him pretty good. I'm still thinking something happened. So I talked later that night, said he was fine. The next day, said he was fine. 2 days later, said he was fine. So I don't know. But, you know, the one thing about super matches.
I don't mean to cut you off, but what you should tell Jamie, if you're listening right now, go CVS, get a compression sleeve and put that sleeve on when you go to sleep tonight. And that will tell you in the morning if you pop some, it will be bruised the whole arm. You know what I mean? If there's no bruise, you're good.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And so, yeah. So, you know, now there's an interesting little thing about this match that most people don't understand. You know, you're doing best of 3. And I don't know if Lachlan does this in his training when getting ready for a super match. I'm sorry, it was best of 5. Is I actually do a tremendous amount of high intensity cardio training to make sure my lungs are in really, really, really good shape so that in between the rounds, I recuperate really fast. I do that intentionally.
What do you do for cardio? What is your high intensity cardio?
So I do something called a Tabata. A Tabata is a style of training. I do it on a rower and I do it on an assault bike. An assault bike is one of them bikes that also has the hand motion.
Yep.
And I'll get on that bike for about 3 minutes or the rower, whichever, just warm it up. And then for the next 4 minutes, I will go 20 seconds as hard as I possibly can. And 20 seconds easy. 20 seconds super, super hard. 20 seconds easy. You do it for 6 rounds. And then you cool down. Well, at the end of that 6th round, I am wanting to lay on the ground and throw up. Yeah. I mean, I go as hard as I possibly can. But I also recuperate in between rounds really, really quickly. That coupled, here's the kicker, coupled with Cheyenne, Wyoming is at 6,000 feet elevation. I live at 4,500 feet. Jamie lives at sea level. So
you have the advantage big time with that.
After that first round, I looked at him and he was breathing pretty heavy and I was fine. I was feeling pretty confident after that first round, just for that, because I could tell he was pretty tired.
I want to explain to subscribers because a lot of people might not know what you're talking about. And I used to live in Colorado for many years. And the second I would get off the plane in Colorado and you go up those stairs at the airport, you are gasping for air. You're just like, it's so much thinner because you're at a higher elevation. But what did happen from training every day at the gym, normally I could go hour and a half, high intensity lifting, no breaks, just balls to the wall. In Colorado, I'd only be able to do that for 30 minutes. It was noticeable right away. But from constant training under that, you get used to those conditions. And now your body becomes more efficient and all. So,
right.
Let me just read. We got a 1999 super chat from Gunnar Costin, and I thank you for that. Bobby should be more active on YouTube. Learn so much from him. Great performance from Lachlan and Bob. Super impressive. Best show on YouTube. Thank you very much, Gunnar. And Gunnar, do me a favor. Send me over on Facebook or Instagram. Send me your address, and I'll ship out one of those Grip Arm Sports straps for you, complimentary. And for anybody else that's in the chat, if you can, just smash that thumbs up button. And I'm doing anybody that gives a $10 super chat or above, you get a complimentary Grip Arm Sports strap. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway. And I want to apologize to all my subscribers out there. Last week, the show was so intense and we were so into the subject, and I forgot all about the trivia. I had my trivia questions in front of me, totally forgot everything, and then everybody reminded me I missed it. So this week we will have trivia and we will be giving a cool giveaway, so definitely tune into that, guys. So Bob, what I want to talk about, brother, is what Bob was just telling us about doing the HIIT training and all that. This is stuff you guys got to be taking notes on, man. This guy is just a specimen. I mean, Bob, how old are you? 59 years old?
Now I'll be 58 September 10th.
He is 58 years old, and every month he is going around our nation and just smashing the top 198 guys, man. And these guys are, some of them are literally half his age. I'm talking guys like Austin Wade out of Florida, Wall superstar Jamie Sheldon. I mean, bro, it's ridiculous what you're doing, my man. You have found a fountain of youth somewhere, or you got it in your backyard, or I don't know what it is, bro.
Well, we'll see if you're singing the same tune after the 12-man round robin in October, where I might actually go 0-11.
Oh, guys, so let me talk about that.
The monsters are going to be. Here's the reality. I've always considered myself, at least in recent years, the gatekeeper to the monsters in our 198-pound class in the U.S. Okay. Well, now I'm having, last year I've been doing really good, but really, am I good enough to deal with those monsters? I don't know. We're going to find out October 21st.
My guess, bro, you definitely will, man. Like you have been showing it already, bro. You're already smashing the top guys. But I want to talk about that event in October. It's set up by LeRae Jenkins, and this guy, he is putting some amazing tournaments together. He just did a big round robin with the 154s. If you haven't already seen it, get over to that YouTube and check that out. Amazing footage, just crazy round robin. And now he's outdoing that 154s. He's coming with the 198s, and I believe he just announced he's going to be doing the 176 after the 198s, and a future event and all, doing big things. We appreciate that, LeRae. Keep it up, my man. But Bob, tell us about a couple of the guys that'll be in that round robin.
Craig Tullier, Chad Silvers, Adam Warinsky, Stephen Logsden, Artem Taranenko, Eli Broward. Oh shit, I'm blanking now. I feel bad because there's other monsters in there I'm blanking on. But anyway, there's 12 of us, and I try to be honest even with myself. Eduardo Tiete. There's I mean it's crazy. It's crazy. Dallas Langston is another one. And
what about Robbie Russell? Is he in that?
That's right. Oh God, Robbie Russell,
man, bro.
Another one.
Yep.
It's just one of
it's
the who's who of arm wrestling.
I mean, it really truly is like the top 12 guys in our country in the 198s. If it's not the actual top 12 guys, maybe we're missing one or two like
guys, but you pretty much have them.
Brandon Excelsior is not going to be there, but Brandon's pulling Robbie this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. But and can I really hang with these monsters? I think my advantage is it is a round robin. which means endurance is gonna come into play. And I have always been known to have really good endurance. So I'm hoping that I can, sneak a few wins on these guys, because I know I can wreck some of these guys, whether I beat them or not, we'll see, but I guarantee you I will wreck some people.
I was going to say, I think the 198 class is probably the heaviest you can do round robins, because any weight class above that, we're just blowing up. By the last round, there's no pressure. We're just going to be just It's not going to work.
Yeah. Yes.
Bob, who's the guy that scares you most? What style?
Oh, Craig Tullier.
Nobody, huh?
Yeah,
No, Craig Tullier
Tullier
hits so hard. I trained with him for 2 years. He lived here in my guest house. He hits so hard. So that man can injure me. I mean, I will probably just lay down to him. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I cannot wait for that one, bro. That's going to be a good one for sure.
That's insane.
Thanks,
Lachlan, got to talk about this past weekend, bro. East versus West 8, my man. You were so impressive. The performance you put on was just crazy. 3-0, dominant fashion. And then after, we got to see the after polls, and it got interesting on that. And I'm like, holy shit, did he level up like that? It looked like you were pinning Saunders, like, pretty easy. I don't know, like, what the context was going on before that, but can you fill us in on a little of that? First, start off, what went down with Andre, bro? Kind of explain when you first gripped up and everything, your first feelings and all.
When I first gripped up with Andre, big, thick hand, right? Like massive. Like the guy's a carpenter by trade. That part of his hand is huge. His hand doesn't have, like, in terms of total length, my hand was just a little bit longer, but his was thicker all around. And the setups were unusual. I had a ref that I hadn't had before. I think I would have loved to have had Luke, just having to chat to him after. But, every time I got a bite in the setup, the refs would kind of take it off me. Like Andre would complain and they would give it to him. And then conversely, like where we're starting and Andre's wrist is out here and they're smacking my wrist to get it straight. So I'm dead straight and he's here. And I kind of said to the ref, hey, if you straighten him out, I'll come with him. Like my wrist is only bent in because he's way out. Couldn't get wrist on wrist with him whatsoever. It was just all in the hand. Wasn't allowed to load up in the setups whatsoever. Like every time I loaded up, he'd complain.
And you're one of those guys that always loads. That's like pretty mandatory.
No, I'm not. But against someone who's that fast, I have to load. I just want to slow him down a bit. Typically, I'm the guy that, like, if you're going to load up on me, I'm just going to go limp on you and be like whatever, man. Like you just waste your energy. But with him being so fast, I wanted to load up on his fingers. And I had Giannis in my corner, and he was doing, load up his fingers, load him up, and it just didn't work out that way. But, in the end, the first round, he elbow filed twice. And there's just something about the way that I arm wrestle that turns everyone into King's movers. I can't work it out. Half my training partners, they're all King's movers now. And he ended up on his bicep out here, and it's a very comfortable position for me, and there's no problem for me to kind of work out that puzzle. Sorry, Bob Brown, but King's movers, that's fine.
Well, let's just say this, and it's the truth. People can think what they want. Doing the King's move, someone doing the King's move whose arm actually goes straight is completely different than someone doing the King's move whose arm is screwed up.
Yeah,
okay.
Big time.
And it's a totally different situation. And mine is one of those. Yeah, mine is one of those screwed up arms that doesn't go straight. It's just the reality. And it is what it is.
I've never bothered to try and out top roll. Once you're going sideways against a King's mover, that's exactly what they do. That's where the pressure is. You go sideways and they cinch down on it. I don't even bother. I just get my body on it and press on you. much easier to just go straight down and
Right.
yeah, just keep going that way. But anyways, as the match kind of progressed, at third round, I was very comfortable and kind of talking to the refs and whatever. And, I could have just rolled out of him like I did in the second round, but as is often the case with me, pressing to finish is just the most efficient way to go. So,
Yeah. Yeah. No, you
I
look
gotta
great.
ask you, they changed the cadence for the start and everything. Did that mess you up at all? Did you notice that?
no, I'm good with that, man. I said I don't really get hung up on the details. I mean, they changed the cadence from ready go to go. I go on ready anyway, so it made no difference to me.
Oh, because did they do ready go? Because I thought they said don't move, then go.
Yeah, like I said, they normally do don't move, go. I'm kind of used to, like, I don't even listen. That's the thing. It's a timing thing for me.
Okay.
I figure by the time I hear it, I'm too slow. So it's usually I'm watching the rest, and I get an idea of timing. And we all have pretty similar cadences, like a don't move, and you can get a real feel for it when it's time to go. And they weren't too dragged out. It was pretty good, but.
Hey guys, I want to say a shout out to a few guys in the chat. I haven't been following and everything, but we got Cobra Rhodes in the house. He says, "What's up, fellas?" We got Luke Kin in the house. He said, "A strong batch of crew except for Bob Brown." He's throwing some shade your way. Stizzy, what's up, brother? How you doing? John Hutchinson, what's up, bro? It's just that John's big practice this past weekend, had like 30 guys, man. Everybody was under 200 pounds. I loved it, man. Great training. Devin's Forum, how you doing? We got oh, you know what? I think Jamie's in the house. I saw it. Yeah, Nat Fit. Bob cheated. Just kidding.
Cheated.
Love you, Bob.
Yes, of course.
Silky Wilkie, the Smo. What's up, guys? Tall Paul, how you doing? Hey, we got the whole crew in here. Hell yeah. So I want to talk about Engen's big announcement today, guys. We got it locked in. It is officially going down, and that is Devin versus Hermes. And I think everybody's been waiting for this. So, Bob, what's your thoughts on this match? Were you excited about this? Is going down August 26th?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm interested for sure. I don't know if excited is the right word, but I think it's interesting. I mean, I think at the end of this story, I think Devin wins. Devin gets up there. He does all of his antics. He fights with the refs. He fights with the hand. He distracts everything in an effort to gain a higher leverage position on Hermes and possibly tire out his hand. Because Hermes, if he doesn't have his hand and wrist, he can't arm wrestle. Devin, on the other hand, he doesn't need his hand and wrist. I mean, he has incredible endurance. So I think at the end of the day, Devin wins that match. He tires Hermes out and wins that match. I think if Devin was to just simply grab and go with no antics at all, then I think Hermes wins that match. But this is a fight, and I'm not saying that what Devin is doing is wrong. I would do it myself. So anyway, take it for what it is. I think Devin wins at the end of the day.
I'm glad you said that because we actually have one of Hermes' students in the house, and that being Lachlan Adair. So I'm sure Lachlan's going to have a different take, with his coach going and all. Am I right with that, Lachlan?
Well, having spoken to Hermes, I'm fully aware of the antics that Devin pulls, and I just don't think that Hermes will be caught out in a place where he's going to allow his hand to get tied. I mean, if he's going to carry on, he's just going to put no pressure. He's just going to let Devin do his thing. And as we've seen in Devin before, if you just refuse to acquiesce or refuse to kind of play into his nonsense, he ends up just giving up and playing ball. We've seen it he's like, all right, you want me to be polite? He ends up being polite if you just wait him out because it just gets tiresome. And I'm pretty sure Hermes is, he's a smart guy. The other thing, well, what we saw over the weekend, dude, he's so brutally strong right now. Like, you can have all the antics in the world. It don't matter. If you're that strong, I mean, Devin might have another tattoo coming on that right bicep because he's going to get his shit reps. I mean, Devin, like, Hermes is strong enough to be able to do that. And we saw that over the weekend. Like, Jerry couldn't even get to the straps. And I know he wasn't 100%, but even if he was 10% weaker, I honestly don't think it would have mattered the way that went. Like, if you can't even get to slip, that's a bad day for anyone going up against Hermes. I'm beginning to think that we've got Levan here, Hermes here, and then it's going to be 3 Devon, and then the rest of them are kind of shortly stacked up underneath that third. But I think the gap between 2 and 3 is widened significantly.
We got Ryan Ballesteros in the house. What's up, Ryan? And he says, I'm still 1-0 on Bob Brown. Just saying. Everybody's throwing shade over at Bob right now.
Wait a minute. Now there's more than one Ballesteros brother or cousins or something.
Yeah, they're brothers, right?
Yeah, because he's not 1-0 up on me.
Oh, okay.
The last time we arm, I'm pretty sure I got the same guy. The last time we arm wrestled, he won. It was in like Reno, but the time before that was in like Los Angeles, and I beat him there.
Where was that? The LA Fit Expo?
I think it was the LA Fit Expo. Yeah.
Okay.
I beat him there. And then later, maybe a year later, yes, he beat me at, I think it was Reno. Yep.
Okay.
So he has the latest win.
Just so you know, Bob, Ryan rolls with us. Me and Israel are on the same team in North Cal, and Ryan comes and trains and practice with us. And all.
Oh, so, yeah. Now, isn't there a brother? There's
yes,
another
Randy.
Yeah.
Randy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. No. Cool guys. Like him. Yeah. No, it was good.
Oh yeah.
So I guess there's another event. There's another loss I have to try to avenge, I guess.
Oh yeah, bro. That's it.
Yeah, it'd be a good match.
Israel, I want to hear your thoughts on Hermes versus Devin.
I really like, my heart tells me Devin, but my mind tells me Hermes. I got to be honest. Hermes is just looking in a shape that, like Lachlan was saying, I mean, you almost have to put him under Levan, As of right now, I'm thinking that it's like a 60-40. I mean, it really, to me, it's probably like 100% Hermes is going to win, but I want to say 60-40 to Hermes. I think Devin has something he can pull out and actually bring home the W.
I'm not going to make a prediction yet because as of right now, I feel it's a coin flip, but I want to do a little more homework and really dive into their styles before I commit to one side. I'm just really excited that it's actually going down because I thought that Hermes' shoulder was going to be tweaked and we weren't going to be going that route. And I was trying to see maybe like Georgie going against Devin, because Georgie's hungry and, Georgie just had that amazing win this past weekend over Artem Morzov. So what was your thoughts on that, Bob? Did you get to see that match with big Georgie Savetkov against Artem Morzov?
I did see that. I mean, obviously, it's hard for me to tell. Obviously, it was impressive. You beat Artem. That's freaking incredible. Artem looked quite a bit leaner or smaller than he has in the past. For whatever reason,
he was on a soup diet, man. He's having some stomach problems right now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go.
So he lost good 20, 30 pounds.
Right.
But 15 kilos lighter. So what's that in pounds?
That's about 30 pounds, 35 pounds. Yeah. So, I mean, but it's like, you beat Artem Morzov on his worst day and you have still accomplished something incredible. I mean, all of these monsters, like Lachlan Adair, you beat Lachlan Adair on his worst day. You have still beat a monster, so it was fantastic, Yeah,
you beat the number one guy in his country, man. Lachlan is the king over there, over in Australia for sure. So I want to also bring up the match that just went down, and that Jerry Caderet versus Hermes Gasparini. You know, and we know that there was all this controversy with the whole lead up and everything, and Jerry, passports getting lost, car accidents, pneumonia. I mean, just every obstacle you could be thrown at somebody, it happened and all. But Jerry manned up. He went there anyways. He was saying he was under 70%, whatever. But he went in and pulled Hermes, and Hermes just, annihilated him. He just totally took him out of his track, never got in his track, complete control, complete ninja'd him. And the one thing I got to say, guys, all that factored in and everything, it definitely took a lot from Jerry, but I really truly believe Jerry could have been 100 times stronger, and I don't think it would have changed the outcome. What I think happened was that Hermes really did his homework, and he knew how to beat that style that day, and he completely ninja'd him. So I want to ask Bob on this, man. Do you agree with what I just said with that statement, that if Jerry was 100 times stronger, it wouldn't have changed the outcome?
No, actually, I don't.
Okay.
So there's something, I will say this. Hermes pulled him perfectly. When you're going against a guy who is what we think, and I'm going to say that, what we think is a flop wrist presser, if you come towards him just a little bit, you're going to top roll him, but you're going to come towards him to stop the flop wrist and then peel his whole arm out. If you have the strength to pull it off, it's the perfect way to arm wrestle that. Now, here's what I noticed during that match that really kind of surprised me. Jerry is not a flop wrist presser. When he false started, there was a couple times where Jerry false started. Now, if he was a flop wrist presser, after Jerry false started, he would have been in a flop wrist press position, if that's his move. Because he went first, he false started. But that's not what it was. When he false started, I'm going to back up a hair. He was in this position.
Going for a hook.
He was shoulder rolling. He is a shoulder roller trying to keep his wrist.
And it just gets taken.
And he ends up in that position.
Yes.
Where against Hermes, he should have backed his elbow up to the back of the pad as far as the ref would have allowed him, because, they still got to meet in the center. And he should have intentionally flop wrist pressed. I guarantee you the slip, you guarantee. I think the slip would have occurred then, because Jerry would have been backed up. Hermes would have had to come further across to stop the flop wrist, because he was trying to stop a flop wrist against the guy who wasn't actually flop wristing. If he'd have backed his elbow up, I think he would have gotten out. It would have ended up in the straps. And he should have done the same thing. Back his elbow up, force the wrist to get flopped. Now, Hermes because in that position with the wrist broke back, it's harder to finish someone who's just let their wrist go. Hermes may very well have had the strength to just do it, but I don't know.
Georgie didn't.
Exactly. Once he's in that position, he's a different human being, because taking someone down, if you've got the hand strength to just grab a man's hand, have him keep his wrist and put him down, that requires a certain amount of strength. But if that same person just lets his wrist go, remember when we were kids, we would just let our wrist go and people couldn't beat us as easy?
Yep.
It's the same thing. So if Jerry is able to just let his wrist go, all of a sudden finishing him becomes harder. Hermes may very well have still just smacked him right to the pad. He might have, but it could have been different.
He was using a different technique. He was using a different technique. So I've got to agree to disagree respectfully, of course, because when I spent some time with him in the morning on the table, at no point was he trying to come forward and come around in this sort of sense. he was just thumb. It was just going straight over Jerry's thumb. So he wasn't trying to reach around him. So even if Jerry had backed up on that pad, he still would have just got twisted straight over. It was like just a straight over the top, smacked him straight down. So I think the pressure, there was a lot of back pressure in his setup. And then that allowed for that wrist movement to go over the top. So, and that's what I felt on that table with him. And he was like, "This is what I'm going to do." It felt awful. Like he could have, like if he did that to me, there was nothing. If he pulled back, that would have been a much more comfortable pull for most people. But the way he'd been arm wrestling and the plan that he had for Jerry, I felt like if I tried to dig in, I would have snapped my arm. It was brutal what he was doing.
Right.
Is that what Travis Bajan did in 2016 against Jerry?
Very
Was it that
similar.
move?
Just high five.
Yeah.
So that's probably the footage that he learned to do that from. He went and looked at it. Yeah.
I mean, Devin did a full video on how to beat Jerry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And when Travis has a little bit taller of an arm than Hermes, and in order to perform a flop wrist, it's easier to do it against someone with a taller arm. And Hermes does not have a taller arm. So it's difficult to do it against someone with a shorter arm.
And then it's more compact.
Yeah. And then when you realize Jerry is not actually actively dumping his own wrist and coming forward, he's actually trying to sink a shoulder roll against someone like Hermes, who's just, whether Hermes is just collapsing or Hermes is turning slightly forward and just collapsing, it doesn't really matter. It's the perfect way to beat someone who is performing a shoulder roll, because you're going to turn their hand straight up and you're going to take them right down. So Hermes was doing it perfectly, I would just like to have seen Jerry actively just let his wrist go and then try to slip. I don't know if it would have worked or not. I'd still like to have seen it.
Do you think if Jerry was at 100%, not dealing with pneumonia, that could possibly change the outcome of that match?
Well, of course it could have possibly changed the outcome, whether it would or not. The whole travel problems, all those passport issues, I mean, I don't give any credence to that. That in my opinion, had no effect on the match itself.
He also flew business class, which helped.
Say that again?
He also flew business class, which certainly helps with any of that travel.
Yeah. See, I don't, to me, all that stuff is meaningless. Now, pneumonia, of course, that can affect things. But the best bench press record day I ever had, I did during the flu, while I had the flu. So I don't know what affects top end single rep max strength. Definitely will affect endurance, but I
don't think it affects that top end, because I hit my best bench press. I had COVID all week. I tested negative on the Saturday and hit a massive PR on Sunday. Endurance was awful, but my top end was still there.
Right. I totally agree with that. I think top end strength is not necessarily affected from illness, which may sound ridiculous, and maybe it does sound ridiculous, but in my personal experience, it doesn't. And apparently in Lachlan's, it doesn't either. So I don't know if it would have.
Again, even on antibiotics, my top end is fine, but my endurance, absolutely goes to hell.
It's terrible. Yes.
One thing I gotta say, guys, is the stem cell doctor seen Jerry a week before, and he found out all the antibiotics that Jerry was on, and he contacted the owner of the stem cell company, my friend Robbie, and he just told him, he said, "Yo, what he's on right now, he should not be competing." He's like, "There's no way this guy should be going anywhere for a big match or whatever." So that was, also on his mind and all that. And then the big thing that Jerry had problem with that day was just the cadence, man. He couldn't get the cadence. He said he's been doing this ready goes for 34 years, never had it changed. And then they changed that day. So, when he was doing those false starts, he just couldn't get the timing right. And that could have been from the antibiotics too.
Yeah, no. And that, again, when he false started, that's when I noticed the hand position he was in after his false start. And I'm like, holy crap, he's actually trying to shoulder roll. He's not trying to flop wrist. And I was like, wow, he should really have, in my opinion, tried to just let his wrist go and dump underneath. Whether it would have worked or not.
I think that might have hurt him. I think it might have hurt.
It might have.
He might have tried that first round and he just got his shit ripped and been like, no.
Exactly. I mean, we all speculate and it's like woulda, shoulda, couldas, and who knows?
This is what I want to know from you guys is who would you guys want to see Jerry go against next? Come back and make a comeback, or so to say, because the last couple of appearances that we've seen, they weren't top notch. With Georgie, he was saying that he didn't get enough training. He was just coming off of the injury, so he didn't get to lift weights. And then he had pneumonia at this last one. So I'm not trying to make no excuses for him, but who would you want to see him pull and get back?
Morozov.
That's funny. That's what I said, bro. Because both of them are coming off of both bad appearances where, they had sicknesses and all. There you go.
Yep.
Tune-up match for both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both incredible monsters. And I think in that match, because Morozov's taller, it turns into the classic Jerry match. Morozov takes his hand and it turns into the flop rest classic match.
Now name two other guys. I want to throw three guys out there. This way we got options here.
Well, my problem is I don't know names very well. The other name is the guy that just beat Morozov. That guy.
Well, Georgie, he just beat Georgie. Jerry went against Georgie in East vs. West 5, and Jerry beat him. So
is that the guy that?
Yes,
that's not who just beat.
Yep.
I thought it was like Artif or something.
Nope, Georgie Savetkov. We just did an interview yesterday on my channel.
That's why. Yeah. That's why
you got to know this, man. Georgie is a big deal, man. Georgie is the WAF champion. You know what I mean? A lot of the guys in East versus West didn't know of Georgie and didn't know the level of arm wrestling. They had him all counted out against Artem Morozov. And I'm like, guys, I actually called it the week before. I said, bro, he's 380 pounds. That dude is a WAF champion. I think if Artem's not 100%, Georgie's going to get that win for sure.
Yeah, that's the problem. My memory is so bad. I don't really know all these other names and stuff. I mean, it's just the truth. I really just don't know them.
We got a $5 super chat from Greg Brown TV. Bob Brown might be my real dad. Adair, let me get that training program link. Great match, bro. Thank you, Greg, for that, brother. Greg, do me a favor, brother. Send me your address, bro. I'm going to send you one of those Grip Arm Sport straps for sure. And guys, if you're in the chat, man, just do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button if you're liking this content, man. This is really knowledgeable stuff. We're getting to hear the legend Bob Brown and the #1 arm wrestler of Australia we got in the house. So definitely a gift to have these both on tonight. So moving on from there, guys, we go on to before I talk about East versus West 9, I want to bring up another great event that a lot of people haven't really heard about yet, and you guys are going to be hearing a lot of big things. We got Knuckles Up. It's the High Five Arm Wrestling Club out of New Jersey. They got a big event coming up August 26th in Fort Lee, New Jersey, and I will be there in person. I got my VIP seat already. Gonna make the appearance. It's going to be a good one. So
I will also be there.
Oh, Bob, you're coming?
I'll be there.
Oh, hell. Yes. Oh, you're going with Craig. You're going with Craig Toulier.
Well, I'm going with Craig, my dad. I'm from New Jersey. So, I mean, I know and so I'm coming in with see Craig, and my buddy Bob Strano's coming up. My dad's coming up. So, yes, I'll be there.
I had no idea. What part of Jersey are you from?
South Jersey, right outside of Philly. I was born in Philadelphia and grew up in Haddon Heights, New Jersey.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I got a lot of family over in Toms River area and all that, so I know South Jersey pretty good. So some of the matches that I want to make mention that's going to be going down that day is we got that big power lifter. We had him on recently, Leroy Walker. He stays in South California. This guy is new to our sport, but wow, this dude is really coming in strong. And he's got his hands full that day, and he's going against one of the high five arm wrestling crew who's actually throwing the event knuckles up. It's Will Blazitsky. And this guy, Will, bro, he's like 300-pound plus monster. Leroy's another monster. They're going to be, I expect some fireworks on the table that day. And then we got another one, left-hand match. This one's an interesting one. We know Ryan Espy's been all up in the spotlight as of recently. He's got a big match against Wagner Borolato, who we all know just had a very impressive win at East vs. West 8 over Ferret Asmoli.
Ryan's in trouble.
Bro, and Wagner, I'm going to give you fair warning right now, Wagner. No breaking tables, bro. No earthquakes.
Yeah.
I'm going to have security for
funny.
you, that one.
That was funny.
Don't worry about the table. Ryan's got to worry about himself. That is.
Yeah, Ryan.
So big. He walks around like his arms can't even fit in the frame. He's so big.
Who wins?
Yes.
Who wins that? It's like technique versus just a straight powerhouse.
I agree. That is exactly. I'm going with Wagner on that one.
Wagner. I put my house on Wagner.
There you go.
Is that Wagner versus Ryan Espy? Left?
Yeah.
I got to go with Wagner. What's up, guys? I'm a bit late. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just happy you're here, brother. Tom, who do you have, man? Wagner versus Ryan Espy, left hand. Who's going to win?
Yeah, I'm thinking Wagner, especially after that performance there at East vs. West.
Dude is
gotta go with Wagner.
Yeah, Israel, you're going with Wagner as well?
Absolutely, yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't ruin any tables over there for the high five.
Oh, you better bring an extra table, Paul. You better be ready.
No, man, we got security over in Jersey. We'll get him right away.
You got security big enough for Wagner, dude? Oh my goodness.
Yo, some other great matches that gotta get mentioned. We got Sabin going against Chance Shaw, man. This one's gonna be. What's your thoughts on that, man? Bob, what's your thoughts? Chance Shaw or Sabin?
I don't know.
That one is very close. I'm gonna go with Chance Shaw, but it's very close. I don't really know.
Lachlan.
Yeah, that's an awkward match. To even think about how it's going to look like. I don't even know what it's going to look like. It's just going to look awkward.
Yes.
I'll go Chance just because home ground advantage. But yeah, I'll be super interested just to see where that goes. Like what lane is going to be chosen by either of them. It's going to be weird. But
right.
Well, I represent Florida FAL, so I'm going to be going for Chance, represent Florida and all that. So Chance, do your thing. Tom, what's your thoughts, bro? Who do you have winning that?
I think Sabin is going to win, to be honest. I think his top roll, he seems really good, that hand control top roll style. Chance with the low hand, but I see Sabin will be able to get a dominant position.
Israel.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Sabin on this one. I think Sabin's going to take it.
Okay, that's going to be another good one. And then we got a couple of good ones from the Jersey guys. We got Marcio Barboza, and he's going against Pablo. This is like the rematch of like the Arnolds, I think, a couple of years ago, right?
Is there a white cap?
Yeah, last
time. Yeah, I was going to ask that too, because Pablo looks huge right now.
Yeah, both of them are probably Marcio too, man.
265.
Wow.
And
I'm not sure. I'll find out about that weight cap. We'll definitely ask. Bob, what's your thoughts, man? Who's going to walk away with the win that day?
So I think that one is going to be interesting because I think Marcio is going to beat Pablo until he gets tired. And then Pablo is going to win the rest. Ironically, normally people are like, Pablo doesn't have the endurance, but I really think Pablo is going to have more endurance than Marcio, and the question is when. So I'm going to go with Marcio winning the first two and Pablo winning the next three and winning the deal.
Wow. Lachlan, your thoughts?
I mean, Pablo knows how to manipulate his weight. He's just so big right now. I think the weight cut will probably see Pablo in better form than he was over.
Oh, is there a weight limit?
I don't know. I'm gonna
Well,
find out about
we gotta
that for you
figure it
guys
out.
tomorrow.
Like I know
No.
personally, when I went from 265 down to 245 or 250 where I am now, hand strength went up exponentially just by dropping some weight. I feel like I had enough room in my arm and my shoulder for the nerves to actually work properly. So I think potentially if it is weight capped, that'll actually work in Pablo's favor if he manages to diet down and can reach homeostasis for long enough, or he can maintain his strength at that weight. But Barboza hasn't competed in ages. The man's be fresh, where Pablo's been really quite active. So there's a factor there that may make a difference. So I'm gonna. My heart says Pablo because I love the guy, but I reckon being head smart, I reckon Barboza might have the edge, maybe.
Okay. We got a $5 super chat from Caroline Loomis. No wonder Bob is so strong. He's a 98% of East Coast, Beast Coast, 98. Thank you very much, Caroline. Appreciate that. Tom, what's your thoughts on that match, bro? Who's going to win that?
I'm picking Pablo 3-1 or 3-2. Like Lachlan said, the activity is a huge factor. We haven't seen too much from Marcio, so I would just lean towards Pablo winning it.
Israel, what's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Pablo winning it. I think he's showed that he's probably knows how to pull against Marcio now, so I'm gonna go with him as the favorite.
Hell yeah. We got another $5 super chat from Silky Wilkie. Paul, tell High Five to check if the match is on because I heard Wags was injured. Can't remember where I heard it.
I think
Thank
Ryan
you for
said
that
something
info.
about that.
Yeah. So Wags, wow, he hurt himself. Lachlan, did you hear anything like that, Wagner?
No.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely look into that, Silky.
I think Ryan made a video. Ryan Espy made a video about it. I just haven't seen it.
Okay, well, we got another super chat from Arm Fanatic 499. Group thoughts on the RVJ video, and if you think East versus West and King of Table is good for the long term or only caters to existing fans. Personally, I agree with RVJ. Very good topic to bring up. I appreciate that. That's very smart. I wanted to bring that up, and I kind of forgot about that. So guys,
I didn't see the whole video on that. What was kind of the summary of what he was saying on that?
Who could catch us up? Lachlan, did you get to see the whole video on the RVJ?
With him, I can only get a couple minutes worth before my brain switches off, but I got the general. The fake beats, trying to create fake beats. Like, I get it. I'm kind of with Rob on that one because, like, at the end of the day, like, and Engin says it all the time too. Like, we're all brothers in this. We have an amazing time. Like this weekend, there was no bullshit. There's no drama. Everyone just having dinner with each other. We're all enjoying each other's company. And then when it comes to the day, yeah, we all switch on and fire up. We don't need this kind of manufactured beef at all. Like obviously, you say who's going to win. We're obviously going to back ourselves in each time. But yeah, I'm with Rob that a fake beef is probably unnecessary. It's not the fight game, where the fight game you really want to hate someone to want to take their head off. But in arm wrestling, it's a test of strength and skill. I don't think that animosity is required.
I got to say this, Lachlan, though. I got to disagree with you on that, brother. The reason why I disagree with you is when I talk to my friends that are non-arm wrestlers, when I talk to my family and friends, and I'll buy them pay-per-views just to get them watching and everything. The only time they show any interest in any kind of a match is when there's drama, when there's some sort of lead up, when there's some sort of shit talking, there's some sort of trash talking. All of a sudden, non-arm wrestlers are now interested in what's going on. And I'm talking like my mom, my dad, my mom's hitting me up like, did that really happen? And I'm just like, holy shit, So
I do agree with you, but the guys at the top, they're all friends and it's hard to manufacture. So if there's a real legitimate beef, it's really interesting. But when you get the guys who, like, you can tell they're just like,
Bro, you got to get good at talking shit, bro. Look at Devin, bro.
Yeah.
Every single person he is really close with for 20, 25 years. But he also knows they're thumb screws, and he's going to push them when he has a match with you. Yes, it's cool. And, you know, but he really is saying true stuff about them that's hitting them personal, you know, but he's not going overboard that you guys could still be cool after the match. So that's kind of, you got to get that art to it, you know, where you keep it where it's not over the line. And then my other thing I just want to throw in there, guys, is
but the thing is with the line is different for each person. As we saw with SP, the line was a little bit shorter than for other people, for example.
Well, it matters how they react to it. You know, Ryan got all kind of soft and kind of just, you know,
right,
kind of started folding and trying to make you feel bad. You know, I kind of felt bad for Ryan. You could see he made some moves and made some errors, and he didn't know how to get out of the situation. You know, so I feel Devin threw him a bone and was like, you know, he didn't want to ruin somebody, man. They know each other 20 years. They may not have been best of friends and all, but it's still, we're brothers at the end of the day and all that. But the one thing I got to just say, guys, is, you know, we all know that WWE, guys, if they didn't have, you know, the steroid testing and, you know, and Hulk Hogan wasn't natty and Warrior wasn't natty, nobody would have watched them. You know, nobody, you know what I mean? So, you know, it never would have came $1 billion industry. I mean, that's just all fake drama, the whole thing and everything. And we're saying that Hulk Hogan and Warrior, you know, they're natty guys. You know, if you had drug tests on, nobody wants to see some regular Joe. They want to see these mutants. They want to see these freaks, you know? So I kind of lose RVJ when he started talking about that and saying that we got to stop with the steroids and that nobody wants to look at Levon because he's too big and he's fat and he's not a good look. I totally disagree, bro. I think all the non-arm wrestlers know Levon. You know, they know he dude is a mutant, bro. People want to see that.
So here's as an arm wrestler, I agree with RVJ. I do not like fake drama. I do not like WWE bullshit. But as someone, if someone said, well, do you think it's good for growing the sport? Then you're absolutely right. And the proven model is, like you said, WWE. While arm wrestlers might hate all this fake bullshit, non-arm wrestlers love that crap. And you can grow the sport via that crap.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but it can, you know, it can effectively grow a sport.
Guys,
you know?
if you want purist arm wrestling, you don't want the drama and the beef, we have that. If you don't want the steroids and all that, we already have that. Go to WAF, guys. Do you guys know any of those guys?
Yep.
Has anybody heard of any of those guys before they went into East versus West? Or did you just get to know them now because of East versus West? So these guys been around for years and they just never took off.
Right.
Yes, pure arm wrestlers. You know, a guy like me now, I'm obsessed with arm wrestling. So I'm finding all those stars now. You know, I got to thank Engen. He's the one that kind of like spotlighting all those guys. But before that, man, I didn't know who any of them were.
You don't know any of them, right?
Yeah.
There are
always my argument. I'm like, man, you do nothing but complain about these certain topics, like literally nothing. His video is just like story. And you go, okay, well, go compete at WAF. Where is he?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Right.
Where is he at IFA? Where is he at the WF? Where is he at the test of events?
What time is it?
He only seems to compete at events where there's no testing, right?
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Tom, what's your Bob? If you got to go, brother, because I know you said you had things to do and all.
No, actually,
good?
apparently where I was going just ended. They all went to bed.
Oh,
I should have left a half hour ago. So, oh well.
Hey man, it's the Arm Wrestling Buds. It's contagious, man. You can't leave.
Yeah. So
Tom, what's your thoughts on the whole manufactured beef and the steroids?
Yeah, I think you guys covered it. I mean, the drama sells, but people who are deep in the sport know that it's just a big community. The guys are pretty close for the most part, but to the new viewers, it definitely attracts new viewers when there's manufactured beef and shit talk and stuff like that. It's exciting for sure. As far as like the gear stuff, obviously seeing the freaks like Levon is another aspect that draws new people into the sport. Like, what the hell is this guy? This guy's a mutant. You know, they want to see what's going on there. So it's good that there's kind of the WAF, you know, if you want to be a tested natural athlete, or if you just, you know, want to just take gear and go to the top level, there's an avenue for that as well.
You're a perfect example, brother. If you just had a match with no talking, no trash talking with your man, Freddie Sanchez, I wouldn't have gave two shits. And I'd say 99% of the community wouldn't give two shits. You guys got into it. Everybody knows the drama, the back and forth lead up. Bro, this is one of the most exciting matches for me now, bro. Like, I really want this to go down, and so does everybody else in the community. I was just at Florida practice. Everybody's bringing that up. You know what I mean?
It's the buildup. It's that emotional buildup for the fans to buy the pay-per-view. I mean, you see what East versus West is doing, the whole model of the videos, the podcasts, and then the lead up, the interviews, Engen trying to stir the pot. I mean, it works. You know, people get excited about the matchups, and then they want to tune in. So it makes sense.
We got a super chat from Agent of Chaos for $4.99. Reason arm wrestling isn't popular because it's boring, not to me, and not accessible to most. Dangerous, etc. Pickleball, you can get good in a day and won't break an arm. That's a very, very true statement in that.
Yeah, and the other thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's about the edits. Like we seen what happened after the AWE event. The edits that were coming out of that, amazing. Like, my wife doesn't give two shits about arm wrestling, but she saw them come up, and that got her pulled in. Was the quality of the edits, how engaging they were. I mean, we all loved them, right? Like, if you've seen them, you're like, yeah, hell yeah. It looks action-packed.
Yeah, they were
so
great, yeah.
And I think East vs. West are now starting to do these little shorts where they're highly edited and all that. And that's what is another factor that gets people drawn in. It turns it into a lot more action. Sure, you're watching it live. It's a 6-7 hour night. You know, you're sitting there, you're like, you know, it can get boring. I get it, right?
Yes.
Like, there's no entertainment within the rounds that they have in UFC. You know, all of that. It kind of just goes quiet between the rounds, and the matches are over so quick. It's kind of like it can be. Okay, we're waiting again. Oh, we're waiting again. You know what I mean? Like, times between rounds are going to wait. So it comes down to the edits. And if they're done really well, we have a purist avenue to be able to grow the sport. But like we said, I agree. When the beef is real, I had it with Toddzilla.
Yeah.
That's probably the only reason I got that match, is because we were tearing each other apart. But that was real. That wasn't manufactured. We had like legitimate beef.
Look at Bob Brown and Jamie, and that was done in a respectful way. That wasn't done as, like, you know, malicious. That's two really good friends.
We were
and
just
you guys
fun.
went at a different way. And bro, I was so excited. That's why, bro, you guys teased us so bad with that, because I thought I was gonna get that day to watch you versus Jamie, and I'm still waiting. I'm like,
is the footage out on that, or have you guys gone over that? Or
No, not yet.
No,
217
that
is gonna release it.
217 filmed it live. I assume it's going to be excellent. They did smoke and lights, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
And when you see the intro, because you saw all this stuff where we were doing, it was kind of like a Star Wars theme back and forth. Did you see that, Tom?
No, I didn't see it with that.
So, well, Jamie would just be like, "Oh, I'm the head of the dark side, and I'm Yoda." And he showed the battle between those two guys with the lightsabers, saying, "This is round one of me and Jamie." And he did this Star Wars thing because he loves Star Wars. Well, wait do you see what we're wearing when we come out? It's pretty funny. It'll be. I'm sure it'll be.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
I'm sure in the next day or two we'll get to see this.
I want to touch on what Lachlan said there. I definitely agree. As the production value increases, it's going to be new viewers to the sport. Like the AWE, definitely a good job with the videography there. And I think more organizations and promotions seem to be upping the value. I think it was Be Strong Arm Wrestling with a really good pay-per-view format when Sonev and Devin had a match. That was a really good format. So yeah, the production value is a huge factor.
And
definitely bumping it up a level.
I'd like to touch on two things about one thing, RBJ, when he mentioned about how pickleball exploded, which he's right. One of the problems with arm wrestling is we don't have any equipment to sell. Pickleball has rackets and gloves and sneakers and things like that they can sell, and the balls and all that stuff. We can get sponsorship money from those racket companies and ball companies, and with the thing where you throw the bag into the cornhole, they got companies that can sell cornhole tables and sandbags, and so there's places to go get dollars from to help grow the sport. Arm wrestling doesn't really have that, you know. And you're right. The downtime, watching live arm wrestling is like watching paint dry, you know, because of the downtime. I would really like to see East versus West specifically, at least play with the idea of having two super matches going on at the same time. The second one is over. The first round, you start the first round of the second one. So that whole downtime, that 2-minute rest, and there's downtime is gone. There's no more downtime. So you have one match of the first super match going, and the second that match is done, you start the second match. There's now no downtime. And
I think
that
for the
gives
first
the rest.
couple, that'll work.
Say that again.
I think for the first, sorry to interject, but the first couple of matches that would work for. But I don't think that'll work for the later rounds. Like if we're waiting to have a round between Devon, I mean, I'm going cold, and they haven't even said go yet. You know what I mean? So I think it works for the guys to, you know, potentially there's 15 matches. Let's do it for the first 8. That would make sense.
And then you got to play with it. I mean, you got to play with these thought processes, and you know, you try it and see if it works, and if it doesn't, you scrap it. You know. So anyway, just food for thought, food for people to think about.
The East versus West, to touch on that, is doing good with the posters, the trading cards, all the accessories, the stuff that you can buy. Hopefully they keep doing that with more stuff, merchandise and stuff.
Right.
What I want to encourage more people to do is take the trip over there, go and take advantage of that VIP. I mean, it's so worth it. It's such an experience. And I think we just need to get more of a crowd there in person.
Yeah, because
get your gyno fixed. You can
get everything done. Get your teeth done. Get your gyno. You get freaking MRIs. You get everything over there in Turkey. It's amazing.
Get your teeth done and come to the event.
There you go.
What do you guys think about? I saw a video actually from Josh, who's usually on our podcast, but he said the one thing it's missing is the fans. I was curious what you guys think about that. As far as in the arena, would fans be a good option to have in there?
I totally agree with that, and I know exactly what he's talking about. When Wagner jumped off the stage, you know, and I was there. I got to see. It's mostly just the athletes, maybe a couple of family members with the athletes, and then you got the VIP, which is only the first 2 rows. So, I mean, it's pretty much empty there. I think adding, you know, some crowd there would make it more lively, more action. I do agree with Josh with that.
Does he charge money to get into the event?
Yes, he does. But I don't know. I don't know what the whole situation. I don't know if it's hard for them to get in, or if it's where the location is. Maybe there's not a lot of arm wrestlers.
That could be another good avenue to make money. Just you can increase the ticket price. I mean, a lot of people would pay for it, I'm sure.
It's a really big room, and you got to remember, like, where's the money being made from? It's never been the crowd. The money almost always is made from the online thing. So it's probably, you know, in terms of how much effort it would take to get people there, probably is going to have diminishing returns in terms of like how much time it takes to fill that room versus just putting an amazing production on. It's probably a lot of effort to try, because it's a massive room. Like,
the other thing is the heat, man. It gets so hot in there. I think if you pack that place out, you're gonna be, because I mean the lights are so many lights and all that.
The business model doesn't. You're not going to get enough people to pay enough of an entry to go and make it worth, like Lachlan said. The business model is the pay-per-view model, and quite frankly, that room should be a quarter the size. You want the room to feel full, then shrink the room. Do it
Yeah.
You know what
in
it is,
a
Bob?
much smaller room.
But you know what it is, Bob? It's the whole, everything's connected. So the hotel works with Engen, and I believe the government's involved with covering some of the expenses as far as rooms and all that. So it's
Right.
one venue. You go there, you don't have to leave. You feel safe there. Once you're there, you feel like you're just in like arm wrestling heaven. You're just around, like every country guy is there, and everybody's a brother in arm wrestling. But when you leave there, I was just late at night, I couldn't get room service. It was around like midnight. I was like second guessing even going out, in that area that time of night. I don't know if I get back, so I think it works out perfect what they're doing.
Right.
I don't think there's much where you can improve it. I don't think they have a smaller room. But like we're talking to Westerners here. Like I even had a match where I specifically chose a country town in a country pub because I knew that place would get packed and we could just build that.
Right. Yeah.
Ambience. And I love competing with a big crowd. I get fired up. I'm noisy as I'm always damn head off when it's
that venue for your match with Matthew Warangi was a nice venue there. It was ambient with people in the crowd, people coming up to you and stuff. It was a nice environment.
And we went out that way because we turned, it was almost like God status for the both of us in that they were like, who are these guys? And people had enough time to get like emotionally invested in us. And, that's why we chose that smaller thing. And every time that we've had an event where it's packed, the athletes go off. It's so much more fun, but there's a real prestige to competing at East versus West that counteracts that. And you're just there. I mean, you amp up anyway because you're at East motherfucking versus West. Like you amp for that, right?
Just surrounded by elites, no random people off the street.
Yeah, man. And getting a win there is always, now I've had a win there.
There's a question in the chat.
Did you guys talk about like future opponents?
Hold on one second, guys. I just want to address the chat. RVJ, as everyone, you have a question for me. Paul Italia, you grew up privileged. That's obvious. You pay people to come on your YouTube, correct? No, I do not pay one person to come on my YouTube, brother. I'm helping promote this sport, and then these guys are grateful to come on and just help spread the sport. There is no big money in arm wrestling.
There's no money in.
I didn't come in here just to hand out money, and if anything in my success, you'll know that I'm quite the opposite of that. I don't just hand out money, guys. So just so you get that straight. Guys, I don't mean to cut it short, but we got to get into trivia right now. We've been rolling for a long time right now, and I just want to get into the trivia part of
It's a good talk, man. It's a great talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this again, Bob. I mean, bro, it just nonstop with you, man. Everybody can't get enough of Bob Brown on here. And I just want to say, Bob Brown, I will be out by you next week. I am getting lucky enough to get coached by Bob, and I'm going to get to go train with him for the week and some of his team. And I'm just going to soak it up like a sponge. And I'll definitely see if I get some content out there. I'll definitely put some content out. And then that also brings me, guys, in the chat. Next week, the show will not be on my channel. We will still be going on same time, but it will be on Tom's channel, Tom Stubberline on YouTube. Get over there. Make sure you subscribe to him, and he'll be holding the Arm Wrestling Buzz show. I'll be there, but like I said, I will be in Utah. Maybe I'll be with Bob that night. Maybe we'll pop on together. We'll see what goes on and all, but I just wanted to update everybody on that. And I'm going to be working on getting Bob more active on YouTube. I got a couple of things I want to talk to him about, when I get out there. So I'm working on it, man, because we definitely need a lot more Bob Brown. Let's start off, guys. It's time to start our trivia section. And I want to know, for the guys in the chats, is there anybody in the house from New Jersey? Let me know if you guys are from New Jersey. Just let me know right now, because we got something going on that you might be able to win special. Let's start off with the first question, guys. So let me just catch everybody up. I know, Bob, you've been on before. Lachlan, you've been on when we did trivia. Israel, everybody's did the trivia with us. Just have a place, either put it in your phone, the answer, or write it down in a notebook and just show your answer. I'm going to read out the trivia question. I'm going to give everybody 10, 15 seconds. I expect everybody in the chat as well, too, to answer. And, anybody in New Jersey? Did anybody say they're in Jersey yet? Just let me know if you're in New Jersey and you're in the house. And if not, then we got to get Jersey in next week's show because I got something I want to raffle off. But I need to have at least 2 guys from Jersey in the room. All right, guys. Question number 1. What year was the first East versus West?
No, I don't.
Question number 1. What year was the first East versus West? Chat room, let's see your answers. Who is going to get this right? All right, so Bob said 2020. 2021, Tom. Lachlan, what do we got?
I'm on 21.
2020. Okay, so 2021 is the answer, and the actual date is June 12th, 2021 was the first East versus West. Very good, Silky Wilkie. Hell yeah. Anybody in Jersey? Did I miss anything? Anybody say they're from Jersey? No, nobody from Jersey. How about New York? New York or Jersey in the house? Because if you are from New York and New Jersey and we have 2 people in here, we can do a little competition on the trivia question, and whoever gets it right will win a free complimentary ticket to Knuckles Up, and that will be from Italia Arm Wrestling Promotions. We're going to raffle out a free ticket to Knuckles Up event, but we need somebody from New York or New Jersey.
Because aren't those tickets? Those tickets are $100 a piece.
Oh yeah, man.
So
We're going all out in this.
That's a good value. Wow.
Oh yeah. So anybody in from New York or New Jersey, let me know, and then we need 2 of you, and you guys are going to compete for your ticket. All right. Question number 2, guys. Now remember, guys, these were supposed to go last week. These questions. So a lot of the reasons I have these people on it was because they were going to be competing in East versus West, but of course I slipped and didn't get that at the right time. So, what is Elizabeth Ray Mosick's nickname? Elizabeth, who just competed in East versus West 8 against Caroline Pedersen. What is her nickname, guys?
I have no idea.
Yeah, no clue.
Yeah, this one's a little tricky, you know. We know because she's new to the sport. She's only 2 years in, but doing big things. Elizabeth, what do you got? What does that say?
No idea.
No idea.
Like, what is that?
Does anybody in the chat have the answer of Elizabeth Mosick's nickname?
Reaper.
We got with Kevin C is from Jersey. Do we have anybody else in from New York or New Jersey that we can compete right now for a ticket to Knuckles Up? We just need one more person, guys. Anybody in from New York or New Jersey? Okay, and the answer to Elizabeth Mosick's nickname is the Reaper. So write that down, guys. The Reaper is Elizabeth Mosick's nickname.
All right, Lachlan got that.
Lachlan got
I got it.
Oh, you got it live. My bad, bro. I'm sorry, man. Hell yeah, bro.
The Reaper, yeah.
Yeah, you were with her this past weekend. Yeah, so you got to see it. Yeah, so she had a tough opponent going against Carolina, you know, world champion and all. And, you know, Elizabeth only 2 years in the sport and got to the big stage. That is a feat in itself.
Yeah, it's massive. It's just the strength was there. She's strong as hell. Just set up experience. She'll get there.
Okay, so we got Kevin C. Do we have anybody else in from New York or Jersey in the house, or maybe even Boston, you know, Massachusetts? Anybody over in the East Coast area, tri-state area, guys? Come on, man. I want to do this tonight. I want to set this raffle ticket out. Okay, we got the next question, guys. This one is an easy one. You should know this. Who has the nickname Bama Bull? Who has the nickname Bama Bull? Let's see, guys.
I wrote his first name because I'm lazy, Justin.
There you go. Everybody should get that one. Justin Bishop. Hell yeah.
3 for 3.
There you go. Okay, now, what was the 2 matches Artem Morzov lost? And mind you, guys, I had to change this because remember, I had this written out last week. So last week, the answer was who was the only loss Artem Morzov had at East versus West. But now we got 2 of them. Who were the 2 losses Artem Morozov in East versus West.
I don't know. I don't know their names. I don't know names.
We got
He lost.
Georgie and Prunick. Yes, very good. Very good, guys. Yes, correct.
Artem Morozov lost to Prudnik. Wow.
Early on.
Early at the beginning
Oh.
when they first started. That was
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was East versus West 2 is when they went against right hand.
Wow.
Yeah. Prunick is a beast, man, for real.
Yeah. He's ridiculous.
It really is, yeah.
So, guys, in the chat, did we find anybody else in New Jersey, New York, in the tri-state area? Is there anybody else? Because we could do the next question for the ticket. Okay. So we know Kevin C is in there. So, Kevin, we're going to ask you this question right now, my man. And if you get this right, you get the ticket to Knuckles Up. And there's nobody
pressure
even
is
to
on.
compete against you right now. All right.
Oh man.
This one's a little tricky though. All right. We're gonna give you this one. Ready? How many times has Chan Shore competed in East versus West? How many times has Chan Shore competed?
Are we allowed to help him?
Yeah. Oh shit. And everybody so far is wrong.
Oh, we're wrong.
Wow.
Yep. Oh nope. Tom the man. Tom is right. And Drew has got it right too. 4. Lachlan, did you say 4?
4.
Yeah, I got 4.
Yes,
Wow.
very good, guys. So let me read them off now. So Kevin, did you get that right? I didn't. Did Kevin even answer? I went and gave it too early. Oh my own. I'm a mess over here. Kevin didn't even answer.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so the 4 times was East versus West 2 versus Sandras, East
Yeah.
versus West 4 versus Zurab, East versus West 6 versus David Arubali, and then the current one against Oleg Petrenko. So, RBJ just said, could Paul Italia beat up RBJ? Answer that. Oh my God. Okay, guys. So now we're gonna go on to the quotes. We have a couple of quotes here, and let's see. And Kevin C, come on, man, where are you, bro? We're gonna do one quote. Kevin C, are you in the house right now? Say something. Kevin, are you there right now? Okay, he said we went too fast. Okay, here's a question for you right now. Who did Lachlan Adair go against in East versus West 4? Who did Lachlan Adair go against in East versus West 4? Kevin, this is all you right now. Israel, don't show yet. Don't show. We don't want Kevin to get the we want Kevin to get it right on himself.
Yeah, no idea.
Who did Lachlan go against in East versus West 4? So mind you guys, I'm gonna give you a little tip, Kevin. He's only been in 2 East versus West. And we know that he just had 1. So if you watch that one, you should know the answer. And then think, who else did you remember Lachlan going against? Come
I'm
on,
not
Kevin.
I'm not even sure Lachlan will remember.
Kevin, man, come on, bro. You still haven't answered. Everybody's answering. Come on. You got
He's
this, bro. You
Googling.
want this ticket, don't you? Oh,
Tell me,
man,
Google.
Kevin, I'm trying, bro.
How about he needs a hint, Paul?
Yeah, okay. So,
He's got
All
the
right.
same hairstyle as Lachlan right now.
yeah, they both got shaved heads. And there he goes. Kevin got it. Sandras. Kevin C, you are going to Knuckles Up at Fort Lee, New Jersey, August 26th. Do me a favor, send over to either my Facebook or Instagram. Send over your info, send over your address, and we'll link that up, bro. And I will see you August 26th, man. I will be there in person. Bob Brown will be there. It's gonna be a lineup you don't want to miss, for real. Okay, guys, we're going to the quotes. We're gonna go through these real quick, guys, because we've been on for it's almost 11 o'clock already. I got bedtime. All right. Who said, "Why do you hate me, Bart"? Who
Devin.
said, "Why do you hate me, Bart"? Let's see it, guys.
I have no idea.
Devin,
Oh,
yes,
Devin. Okay,
correct.
That's funny.
Just so you guys know, when we do these quotes, most of the time they're gonna be Devin's, bro. Devin is one of the only people that talks Travis. there's not too many guys that talk during the matches and all. So just remember that. Okay, so here's another one. Who said this one is goddamn easy? This one you should have nightmares and dreams about. We've heard it so much. Who said his elbow? If you foul me, you have to foul him.
Jerry.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's Jerry.
it's deceiving though which one I said. Yes, Jerry.
Yeah,
it is Jerry,
it's
and that was against Georgie in East versus West 5. Okay, we got who said, where you going, Ryan? Where are you going? You want to intentionally foul to get out of it?
That must be Devin. Yeah.
Very good, Bob. Hell yeah. Who said, what do you have the heat on in here? Feels like it's 90. Who
I
said,
don't know.
what do you have the heat on in here? Feels like it's 90. Who sweats like crazy? Jerry against the toddler in WAL 506. Okay. Who said that's what Dave Chafee did against him? He did not put his elbow back down. That is a runner.
Michael Todd.
Boom. Wow, Tom, that was impressive, bro. Hell yeah. Who said, this is the last one, guys. Who said you're not in charge here? Who said you're not in charge here?
Probably Engen.
Bart Wood to Devin Lorette when he went against Jerry Cataract.
Okay.
Well, guys, that concludes our show, guys. I just want to thank our two special guests, Bob Brown. Bro, always a pleasure when you come on. Can't wait to see you next week, man. Can't wait to get on the table and feel that crazy horsepower. Lachlan Adair, congratulations on last weekend's big win, bro. That was just amazing. I'm really looking forward to see what you got coming up next. Bro, you want to shout out real quick? What do you got coming up next, man? What big match do you have next?
Me?
Yes, Lachlan.
Oh man, we don't know yet. I'm just trying to line things up. Maybe we can do 2024 early with Mike Aiello, because we missed out on that. He had to pull out. That's why we had Andre Ciprianov step in. So I still really want to have that match. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to leave New York, so we might have to try and sort something out and get me to New York. But apart from that, man, we've got a couple things going on, but they're all in the air. Don't know. Engen asked me who I'd like next, and I suggested Oleg Petrenko, right-handed. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, we got to see some behind the footage of the after pull. I think you were gripping up with Oleg. Is that correct?
Yeah. The video was edited actually a little bit differently. He had his left-handed pull with Pablo, and then I let him rest. I said, "Oh, next," but he had some time to rest, and we got back to the table. I pulled him left, wasn't anything there. Right-handed, I think he kind of got a little bit busted up from the match with Chance, where I was still relatively fresh, but I'd done a whole bunch of pulling on my right hand before I had Petrenko, and I still handled him. So, look, after pulling doesn't mean a whole lot, but definitely demonstrates that I've got enough power. So, just gotta see what happens.
Well, looking forward to seeing what you got coming up, brother. And guys, again, Tom Stubbolino, get over there to his YouTube next week. The Arm Wrestling Buzz will be same time, Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, but it's going to be on Tom's channel. So make sure to go over there, subscribe, and like that. And Israel Chavez, always a pleasure, brother, to have you on. I will see you. Thanks for having me. I will see you in week and a half, right after I leave Bob's, coming back home to North Cal. Gonna get some training with you guys. Really looking forward to that. Thank you, guys. Have a great night, everyone. Everybody in the chat. Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure. Kevin C, send me your info and we'll get you that ticket to Knuckles Up, brother.
Good night, guys.
Have a good night. Take care.